bro.
Yeah,
Laurent, did you hear what he said?
bro. Yeah, definitely can't repeat that, man. Like what?
Oh,
Yeah, man, can't be talking so loose. Shit.
oh.
This is so loosey goosey, bro.
I mean, it is 2025.
Yo, I'm trying to put a name to that expression, loosey goosey, bro. Y'all think about someone at York. any, any names come to mind?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah, Laurent.
Yo, yo, murder.
So you look like you're in a deep trance.
Me?
Yeah.
Honestly, yo, like, yeah, I'm just,
Are you stressing, bro?
nah, man. I mean, I'm not as much as you guys should be. Yeah, 'cause
What?
you know what's coming up this Sunday. Bro,
man,
What's
that's
coming?
don't
What's coming?
pretend. No,
What's
yeah,
coming up this Sunday?
don't pretend, bro. Like, you guys aren't a little bit stressed.
fam, stress is
After
the wrong
watching the
word.
game today?
Shit, yo, it's to me, it's one of those where, bro, this team seems like a 16-year-old, bro. You know what I mean?
All right, we got one of those.
Huh?
We got a 15-year-old,
Cold like
actually.
that? Cold like that? I don't know, man.
Colder.
I
Colder.
Listen, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, your guy, yeah. But this year, bro, this like the offensive power seems to be unlimited at this point, bro. Like,
But that's been the Liverpool way always. Their attack has been formidable always.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Listen, man, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. It may just be the sparkling water that I'm drinking tonight. I'm gonna just come right out with it, and I'm gonna just talk with some chest. I know we were talking about it earlier in the chat, and I said I respect Liverpool and all that. But I can't even lie to you guys. I'm not even scared to go up there this Sunday. I'm not even lying. I expect us to get a result. I do. I'm not even shook.
All 3 points.
I said I expect us to get a result. I'm gonna leave it at that. We shouldn't lose. I'll tell you that much. We shouldn't lose. Once upon a time, especially in the
Listen,
banter era, it was like you go up to Liverpool and it's damage limitation. Like just keep the score down. Now I'm saying, and keep the score down in the sense that like if we lose, make sure we don't get slapped.
Like a
mm-hmm.
United
That
7-0.
yeah, like we were at such a low point them times where it's like, okay, if we go up to Anfield, as long as we don't lose by like three, 4 goals, that was some sort of like moral victory. Now I'm saying the stage that we're at, phase 568. I'm saying we go up there and we're not losing. Like I don't accept the loss. Like we should go up there and get something from that game, whether it's 3 points, whether it's 8 point. But for me, and I know we're gonna dive right into it, but I'm like I said, I'm just coming out here hot and heavy from the jump. Is that their defense is leaky? We've seen it in the last 2 games. We predicted that they would be like that before the season started because of their new additions at the back and whatnot, and obviously it's a bit of a new team. So from what I've seen, and it's like for me, bro, it's a little bit. It's embarrassing from a Liverpool's perspective that they were up 2-0 and they almost threw away the game. Down to like 10 men. When you're up 2-0 and the opposition is down to 10, and you let them come back like that, and they almost get a draw, that would have been poor. If I was an Arsenal fan, I would have been upset with that. At that point, you're expecting to get 3 points. So the defensive frailties, even in the Bournemouth game, right? They were up 2-0 against Bournemouth, if I'm not mistaken, and then Bournemouth came back and tied it 2-2 before they went on to win. So it's like, yo, a better team, respectfully, within Arsenal Football Club should be causing them troubles too. Right? We can punish them, right? And we have a better defense than some of the opposition that they've played so far. Better overall team. So for me, we got to capitalize, and we're gonna dive into it on the details and the specifics about personnel and who's gonna play and whatnot. But for me, yeah, I'm expecting to go up there based on what I've seen so far. I'm expecting to get some sort of result. So I'm not stressed at all. I'm not shook. I don't know
I
Okay.
if
think
Murda feels the same.
I think we go there and win. We haven't won there in many, many years. We've drawn a lot. We haven't won there in many years. I don't even recall the last time that we won at Liverpool, to be honest with you. And I think we're gonna go there and win. And I think in our preseason preview, when I was explaining my reasoning for picking Arsenal for winning the league, a lot of it you're starting to see. Kirkez was unreal in the Bournemouth system. But I think he's starting to see the extra work rate that he needs to have when he works in an RNA slot system. And there's a lot of holes, right? You saw Anthony Elanga have a heyday, and he was on fire, right? Before Anthony Gordon was, you know, with that ridiculous tackle, before he got his red card, like they were having a heyday in the middle of the system, and it got so bad that Sabasai was playing right back. Right, you would have thought it was Joe. It would have been Joe Gomez or Connor Bradley, but it was Sabasai.
And he
So
actually did all right, to be fair.
he did really well, and I think, but that's where you need a defensive left back. Because the reason why, in my opinion, from watching the game, the reason why Newcastle was able to do anything was because Kirkez was still going up and Szoboszlai was trying to control coming in the middle, and there was too many gaps. Whereas you needed Kirkez to kind of drop in to make it a back three when Szoboszlai went in front of them, right? Because McAllister didn't play. Um, I do think we'll get a result. I do think it will be like a 2-1. Like I don't think it's going to be high scoring. I don't think Arsenal are gonna um, let it get to that. But the only part that's going to be something that you can't control is the Anfield factor, right? St. James's Park. The reason why this game almost finished in a draw is because of the St. James's factor. Like those type of stadiums is something that I wish Arsenal had, but we don't. We haven't created that factor at the Emirates. Like even Sunderland. Like I showed you guys the tifo that Sunderland had for the first game. Like that was like that's one of the craziest things that I've ever seen. Comparing it to our tifo from last year in the Champions League semis, it's a joke. It's an
Mm.
absolute joke. But yeah, I do agree with you, CJ. I think going into this game, like, um, we can honestly let's just start off with the Liverpool game, and then we can kind of backtrack and go to the Arsenal game. They escaped with 3 points, like straight up. I think they escaped with 3 points. Their 16-year-old kid came on, and in the 10th minute of extra time, he scored. Beautiful finish, eh? Like
It was a good
unreal
finish.
finish. Like it was a very
Composed.
yeah, that's a perfect word for it. A very composed finish.
Bro, the whole
Um
time when I saw that, I'm thinking, bro, if that was what if that was Nunez? Like, where does that ball go? You know what I mean?
the
Like,
ball would have landed in Toronto, Canada, bro.
oh man, yeah, but
Um but couple talking points. Anthony Gordon, what are you doing? Like I get the emotion of it. I get the fans got you riled up, but dude, did you guys see the scar on Van Dijk's calf?
hmm Yeah.
oh, you got scarred from that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you saw his cleat mark.
Oh,
And then the other thing is, have like I know Mo Salah scored the first week, but he doesn't like he had 10 touches this game. Like I was I'm like, where's Mo Salah? Like what is he doing?
Mm.
Something's off, and I don't know what it is. So those are the two like big talking points for me. Like St. James's Park is going to be hard to play in this year.
Do you
I,
think? Sorry, continue. Continue.
I was just going to say that atmosphere is one that I wish we could create at the Emirates week in and week out. Like we can get there for like big games, but I wish we could do it week in and week out. Sorry, go ahead, CJ.
Uh, just specifically on the Mo Salah thing, do you think something's off, or again, do we have to give the the context of that? We're only 2 games into the season. You know what I mean? Like, what sample size are we using to say that something's off? You know, we're 2 games into the regular season, or are you saying this off the back of last season as well? Like the way he ended the season.
I would say off the back of last season because there was a couple big games that he didn't show up last season. Carabao Cup final, the PSG game. Like there was a couple games where I was like, I'm not seeing the fear factor in Salah anymore. He's still great. Don't hear what I'm not saying. I would take him in a heartbeat on the Arsenal team. try to figure out a system to fit him and Saka in, but just something's off. And yeah, you are right. It's only 2 games into the season. Maybe he needs to get his legs underneath him, but I hope that's the case because he's one of the best wingers in the Premier League era. Um, but something's off. Like the fact that he only had 10 touches in the game, like typically you give Salah the ball and he's causing some form of havoc, and all of a sudden you're getting a goal out of nothing. You didn't see that. Like every time that he was driving against Livramento, I was like, eh. Or like Dan Burn, I was like, okay, you're gonna face a wall. You're not going anywhere. And then Lewis Hall came on, same thing. So that's just maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, Laurent. You were also talking about Salah towards the end of last season. What's your take on it?
Yeah, I mean, towards the end of last season, right? I think he did regress a little bit. But now in this new campaign, I mean, it's 2 games. There is also the point that I think all other big strikers, attacking players have gone on the score sheet for their respective teams. Right? Either goals or assists. So yeah, no. For a player of his caliber, right? Obviously, you're expecting things almost like game in, right? Like every game, sorry, right? Day in, day out. But it's still 2 games. I think it's fairly early. And who knows, man? Maybe this Sunday, the guy, you get what you ask for, right? So yeah.
Mind you, we're talking about to his very high standards because he started like a house on fire last year. I want to
Mm,
remind you guys, he still has he put up numbers, right? 1-1, goal in the first game, assist in the second game. I don't know if you guys know that, but his assist for the 16-year-old Rio who scored, it was Salah's assist, and I mostly know that because I pay attention for my FPL stats, and Salah's in my FPL team. So he got an assist today, and he scored last week. So that's again numbers, right? That's 2-2 in terms of numbers, 1-1,
mm,
1 goal, 1 assist. So again, we're talking about his very high standards, but most other forwards in terms of productivity so far would take that in 2 games, right? Like 1 goal, 1 assist.
yeah, it's
I
a
do
fair
want to
point.
I do want to quickly make the point about funny enough, as we were watching the game, Laurent, I don't know what your thoughts are, but I was actually thinking about mine and your assessment from the last podcast about why we predicted Liverpool to win this game and how we predicted the game to go. As the game progressed, right? Red card for Anthony Gordon, Liverpool goes 2-0 up. I started to slowly think like this is exactly why me and you predicted the game to go like this because again, the emotions, yes, St. James's Park, right? But sometimes that can go for you or against you if you're the home side, right? Because sometimes if you're the home side, you play a little bit too much into the emotions and the theater of it all, right? Kind of like what Real Madrid did last season when they played us at the Bernabeu and they talked about remontada and they made it like it almost felt like a whole Netflix series of remontada, watch this comeback kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like that's what this game was built around. It
Netflix
was
FC, baby.
yeah, like but this game seemed like it was built around that, the off-field stuff, right? Like let's just do our football, play our football in between the white lines, do the talking on the pitch. Whereas the narrative is all about Isak and the extra motivation needed. The way Liverpool has done Newcastle dirty this summer and stealing their transfer target in Ekatike, and then the Isak stuff. Like it's just become this off-field narrative, so that extra emotion added to the game. Whereas me and you predicted, Laurent, like Liverpool's just going to go onto the pitch and they're just going to play football. Like that. It's just a game for them.
mm.
And early on, you kind of did start to see that, right? Like the first few tackles that went flying in, you saw Van Dijk go in early and just tell everyone to just relax, isolate his team, and say, "Yo, everyone just chill, just calm down." And then yeah, like Newcastle red card. If we did extra predictions on what else we thought was going to happen in this game, I would have predicted Newcastle red card, and that's exactly what happened because again, extra emotions, right? I'm almost disappointed. Not disappointed. Sorry, the word I'm looking for is surprised. I'm almost surprised that Bruno Gyökeres didn't get sent off. There were a couple of challenges that
Oh,
he
yeah.
he put in after the yellow card, where it's like in a different game, the referee would have sent them off if they didn't already have a red card. So a guy like him plays high on emotions as well. And yeah, as the game progressed, 2-0, that scoreline didn't surprise me because again, it's what I kind of predicted, right? It's like Newcastle's going to let the game get the better of them. Liverpool's just going to do their stuff. And yeah, to be honest, in the end, I was surprised that it didn't finish 2-0 or even 3-0 because I thought at that point Liverpool was going to cruise to victory. So I do have to give credit for Newcastle for having that spell in the game late in the second half for like to come back and to level it up. Again, we talked about it a little bit earlier, but it's almost embarrassing that Liverpool even let that happen from the dominant position they were in. So, whilst I did expect most of the game to go that way, I was pleasantly surprised by Newcastle's efforts still to come back and try and rescue something from the game, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, and I agree and I disagree in certain aspects. I think Newcastle, when they get emotional, especially Bruno Guimaraes, I think they get up for the games a little bit more. And I think what kind of did them in is, yes, the Anthony Gordon, but more so when they lost Tonali to the shoulder injury. Their midfield kind of fell apart because they still had a pretty good flow, right? They lost Joe Linton and then they lost Tonali, so you lost you lost your dominant midfield. Um, so I think they if Joe Linton and Tonali didn't get injured, I do think they would have got a result.
Even if they were down to,
Yeah.
even when they were down to 10?
Yeah, I think they would. I think they would have saw it out.
Hmm.
I think they would have saw it out. They would have just gone five in the back and frustrated Liverpool for the last 10, 12 minutes. I think that was in their undoing because as soon as you saw Joe Linton go off, then you saw Szoboszlai, you saw Curtis Jones popping up in their areas that Curtis Jones was there, and then when you saw Tonali go off, that's when you saw Cody Gakpo start having a heyday, and Kirkes was able to bomb up and down the left flank. Um, Again, crazy. Like it was one of the best games I've watched in a while. Um, and for a 16-year-old to come like 3 days before his 17th birthday and do something like that, bravo. He's gonna go down in folklore for the Liverpool fans because that's a huge win. That's a 2-point turnaround, especially this early in the season. Like that's huge. Like in the context of things, like obviously there's a lot of games left, but that 2-3 points might be the difference. So
I agree.
How did you see the game, Laurent? I'm curious to know your thoughts. Like, what were you thinking as the game was progressing as well?
Honestly, man, I mean the beginning, right? I think we kind of glossed over the beginning phase of the game where it was Newcastle on the front foot. And right, to everyone, it almost seemed like, well, it's just a matter of time until Newcastle scores. But funny thing is that as I was watching that, and you're seeing they're not, bearing their chances, and now I'm getting skeptical because I've seen this play out too many times.
Yeah.
Right, like you have your chances, you're not putting them away, and you're facing a team that is right of good quality. Right, then even sometimes too, like other teams, like even if they're not up to par, right? But you've heard the term, right, against the run of play, and that's literally what happened. Almost like out of nowhere, complete shot, right? A goal that from where it was struck, right? Like no one really expected that to go in, and then that kind of just silenced it for them, right?
mm-hmm.
And yeah, no, and then from there, right? Another, and yeah, you start to think, right? They're down a men, and it's pretty much over. But to be honest, if I'm being frank, I did not expect them to come back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think no one did, if we're being completely honest, right? Because at that point, the game was in Liverpool's hands. But what was again quite surprising and almost remarkable to me was the press.
Mm-hmm.
The Newcastle press. You're down a man, and you're still willing to put up 5 players in the opponent's half, right? To press him, and it's such a risky thing to do because all they have to do, right? If you're watching the movement between the Liverpool players, right? It's the wing play. That's usually where you find those areas, right? And all they have to do, right, is just put the ball in, right? The final player on the wing, and then a 1-2, right? And then you have a guy making an overlapping run, and suddenly, right, that guy is in play, and he's right. But they were still able somehow, and I think more so is also because Liverpool weren't able to adjust to that for whatever reason, tactically, right? I think funny enough, Slot should have noticed, right, that yeah, you're being pressed out. maybe you want to take a key man and put him in. I don't know what's funny, but um,
I'm just saying, I would have never thought you would speak ill of your coach.
of Clap. Oh, yes. Maybe I must repent after this, but no. But
Oh shit!
yeah, no, I mean, like, because in theory, right? In theory, that shouldn't happen because you have the numerical advantage,
Yeah.
and you have the spare man,
Yeah.
right? So essentially, the spare man was not positioned or used correctly in this case, which is why to everyone else, if you came in that game not knowing that they were down a man, it wouldn't have seemed like they were down a man, right?
You would thought it's the other way around. Jamie
Right.
Carragher
Yeah,
was saying that
yeah.
on the commentary that he's like, you would think that Liverpool are down.
hmm Yeah, yeah. But I think like what that was too, it was the whole Isak situation. Like you know what I mean? Like that drive that they had, you're down a man and you're still willing to play like that. There's a lot of emotions being used as fuel to. So it's good to see though.
A lot of narratives around it too, because like their Newcastle's striker right off the bench came on and scored.
Yes.
Osula, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, you know, man, when he did that, I would have loved to see him do this
The Selly.
and then just point to himself or something like that. As in like that guy's gone. Now I'm here. And oh my gosh, bro. Like that, like you know what I mean? Like that is just would have like made that moment even like 100 times. Like but no, good for him, man. Good for him. You know, you get your opportunity and you take it and you start next game maybe, right? Who knows?
Well, let's keep it moving. We spent a lot of time on this Liverpool game. We'll go
Sorry,
back.
guys. Sorry. Can I quick question before we move on? Yes or no answer. Isak goes still or stays?
No, stays.
Stays. Laurent?
I mean, stays, but I don't see him. It doesn't seem like he's gonna be willing to play. But stays, yeah.
Okay.
A team that could use a little bit of emotion, a little bit of fire. Manchester United. They escaped. They escaped Fulham after a horrendous penalty by Bruno Fernandes. Emil Smith Rowe got the tying goal. Shout out Arsenal Academy boy Emil Smith Rowe. I know I teased this before the pod and we were chatting about it. But do you guys think Bruno Fernandes was right to whine to the referee and essentially come out to post match and insinuate that it was because of the referee that he missed the penalty?
Yeah, that's a hard no for me. Like it's very typical of him to use any little thing, right, to try and explain or justify not an embarrassment because players can miss penalties. Mind you, I didn't see the penalty, so I wasn't sure how bad of a miss it was. But
It was into the stratosphere.
So I heard. So yeah, I mean, yeah, like I said, it's easy to find excuses, right? You know, for me,
Context matters.
I was gonna say the context here. The context here does not apply. I'm sorry, not applicable, Mr. Bruno Fernandes. Like that, that's rich, bro. You know, people gave Arteta a hard time for blaming the ball last year. Remember in the cup in the cup game. Like this is similar on that level, in my opinion. Just as bad, if not worse. It's like, are you seriously looking for any little thing now? It's like, oh, the referee was in my way, therefore, and I'm paraphrasing, but ruins my routine. I got to start my whole routine and run up and all that stuff again. And like, are you serious, bro? And then he even said, right? He even said that the referee didn't apologize.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yep.
Fam, like what do
the
you
referee
mean?
didn't apologize for taking me out of my stride, and he should have apologized, but it's not his fault. I should have made the penalty either way. It's like, bro,
Don't even bring that up. Like the referee should have apologized, fam. Are we in nursery school?
Wait, so you guys don't think that there are such thing as like rituals? Like even you see that in the NBA, right? Like when they're taking free throws, but the whole Chris Bosh, you know?
But to me, that's no different
Like,
than like a player coming up right to you and talking shit to you and throwing you off before taking a pen or something. Like, and the referee didn't intentionally do it. So all you got to do is tune out. You're a professional player. They have psychotherapists and whatever in their training camps and things like that to teach players how to deal with these situations, whether it's a player talking shit to you, another player or a fan, or I don't know, like yeah, in this case, you know, the referee didn't do anything intentional. Like you just got thrown off of your penalty routine for a second. But like I said, a player can do that to you. You know what I mean? A player from an
Yeah.
opposing team can do that to you by talking shit or saying something. Um,
You
you
saw
know,
what
Matt,
Arsenal does. Sorry, CJ. You saw what
yeah,
Arsenal does every year, right? Odegaard has the ball until the referee is ready for the penalty to be taken. Then Odegaard hands the ball to
passes it
Saka,
off. It happened last game.
right?
Yeah, Declan Rice had the ball in his hand. They
Correct.
gave it to Gyökeres.
So, if anything, I blame Bruno Fernandes as the captain of the team because it was under review, the penalty, and it took like 6 minutes. Like, why wouldn't you be like, yo, Casemiro, come, take the ball until I'm ready or until the ref's ready? So it's a little bit of more game management, and for an experienced player like Bruno Fernandes, you would think that he would do something like that.
Yeah, it's just an excuse, bro, as far as I'm concerned. Simply put.
Lauren, you see it differently?
No, like I mean, bro, like I think what was it AFCON?
Yep.
Bro, fans were pointing lasers in players' faces. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And those players were still banging them in. So it's like, right? Like, you still got a job to do when you're
Yeah.
on.
All right. Keeping it moving to my overachieving team of the year, my boys, Everton. First game in the new stadium.
Well, this Merseyside derby is gonna be fun, eh? Laurent's team is Liverpool, yours team is Everton. I hope you guys show up on the pod that day. One wearing red, one wearing blue.
Yes,
That's fun.
sir. David Moyes. Yo, Jack Grealish is back. He's back. I watched the game start to finish. He's back. He looks like himself. He's happy. He's playing well. Iliman Ndiaye and Garner, I think if I'm not mistaken, I think Brighton had a higher XG, but clearly Laurent does not give a shit about XG. For all those of you watching.
Oh, fuck shit.
But Jack Grealish, man of the match performance, 2 assists, which should have been 3. I don't know if you guys saw the highlights, but Dwight McNeil could have easily put away the third, and he just whiffed. He literally whiffed. It was
Mm.
on. It was out on a platter for him. Um, I do think similar to St. James's Park, maybe not to that same extent, but I do think this new stadium, because of the increased capacity and because the field is slightly bigger, I do think it's going to cause some problems for some teams. And I do think Everton's going to get a couple results that no one's expecting. Um, any talking points from you fellas for this game?
Well, I mean, Grealish did say, I don't know if you guys heard, but he's like, apparently, I haven't enjoyed my football like this in like many years. Right?
Bro,
Basically
you
saying that
fucking trebles and fucking quadruples. Relax.
no, but to be honest, man, like that's right. He's saying I haven't enjoyed my football in a very long time, right? Like hinting his spell at City, right? Like where I guess he wasn't playing, right, with that freedom, I guess.
So let me ask you this, because we all still play. Like I play slow pitch, you guys play footy. What's more important to you when you go to play, right? I'm not talking about the context of like Premier League players. I'm just talking about us. What's more important to you when you go and play just to have fun, or to go and play and win and just do whatever you need to do to win?
Uh, Honestly, I can't have my cake and eat it too. Like, you know what I mean? Like what?
You can answer it however you want. There's no
Yeah,
like.
no, like for me, the answer would be have my cake and eat it too, bro.
So you want to have fun and then also be able to win everything.
Yeah, hell yeah, bro. Like what?
Okay. CJ, you in the same boat?
I mean, yeah, I didn't know that was one of the options for the answer, but like, yeah, that would be the obvious answer. Of course, yeah, I wanna win stuff.
Okay,
That's
but
the
if I were to
goal.
take that away, what would you guys say? If I were to take that
So
from
like
you?
basically like win with but you're not enjoying your game.
Yeah. You win everything, but you're not enjoying it at all. Or you don't win everything, but you're having the best time of your life. And this is in the context of us, like amateurs going to play like men's league and
Mm.
things like this. I'm not talking about professionals.
That's true. I think it actually is a little bit different if you give it that extra context. Like if I'm a professional elite level footballer, well, we're using that word a lot this pod. If I'm a professional elite level footballer, I might have a difference of opinion in the sense that um shit, if my contributions are minor, or if I'm not playing necessarily the most minutes, or if I'm not playing well even, but I have a Premier League to my name, or a World Cup to my name, or a Champions League to my name, you can't take that away from me, right? Whereas like in the context of amateur sport, now it's like you still want to win, obviously, but sometimes like it's like shit, like you play men's leagues, for example, for different reasons. Like it's like to get
You're
fit.
paying to play. Like,
Yeah, you're either you're getting fit, or you're even trying to improve your personal game, because the men's league that you're in, for example, may not be the be all end all. So it may just be for a personal gain, right? You're playing for your fitness, for yourself, to highlight tapes for yourself and your skills, and improve your benefit yourself personally. So it's kind of tough, because I mean, Laurent, maybe you can agree to this. Like when you still play in like amateur leagues or men's leagues, whatever, anytime you step on the field, the goal is to always to win. So
Right.
I think that's always going to be like the overarching factor, but that is a difficult one. I don't
mm,
know if Laurent, what you think on that.
Yeah, no. So I think definitely, um, right, professional, amateur. There's a difference. The stakes are much higher
Hmm.
on the professional levels, right? So I guess the trophies, all that, they mean more. Um, so where yeah, you'd be able to sacrifice your right the level of enjoyment that you get out of it, right, in order to get those do what's required to get those trophies. Whereas if I was doing, like, not gonna lie, man, I don't think I could put up with it for too long,
mm,
right? If I was, yeah, if I'm playing at amateur and whatnot, and I can't, what I mean, like, bro, imagine like you have like a coach or like teammates are like, nah, bro, no, 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 like no sauce, right? You can't do that,
mm,
like just like one touch, yeah, man, like I'd have to bounce,
mm.
yeah.
I guess what I was trying to get at with this is you can see it at any level, anyone wants to win. We all want to win. We all want to have eat our cake, have our cake and eat it too, at any level. But there comes a point in
Not
time
co-ed.
where, sorry?
I said not co-ed, bro. Those guys just play for shits and giggles, man.
Yeah, but there are those co-ed teams when you get to the higher divisions that they want to win, right? They want to have their cake, they need it too. But I think at one point, whether you're professional or amateur, you reach a point where enjoying your ride becomes the forefront of things.
Hmm.
And for Jack Grealish, someone who's been on the outskirts of the England national team with the World Cup, you know, around the corner, like I think this is really good for him, and it's really good for football because Jack Grealish at Aston Villa was a different level, a different beast.
Yeah, he was.
And I hope he can get back to even half of that level. It would be amazing for Everton, and what David Moyes wants to do for that club and with that new stadium. So it was just nice to see. It was just good to see. I still think they are going to overachieve, and it's going to come at the hands of what Jack Grealish can do for that roster.
Can I make a
Um,
quick comment on Everton
yeah,
as
of
well?
course. Yeah.
Um, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they signed Tyler Dibling from
Yep.
Southampton.
Yep.
Young winger. I remember him in the Premier League last year for Southampton. Young, promising, upcoming winger, and I believe he more so played on the right side. I don't know if that signing actually went through yet, like confirmed, signed, sealed, delivered. But I know it was a strong link, and again, I don't know if I got the here we go, but it was looking promising for Everton. And my point was, when I was seeing that, this is before, I'm sorry, this is after you made your verdict about them overachieving and finishing seventh and all that. I'm like, you know what, like Everton's putting together a little bit of a squad. Like if they do get it, and I think you made the prediction even before they signed Jack Grealish. I could be wrong, but if now that they have a Grealish, and if they get this young Dibbling, um, I can remember the name, Tyler Dibbling, I believe is the
Yeah.
name, first and last name. He is a baller. He's a good player. And So if you have Jack on one wing, you have Tyler Dibbling on the other wing. All of a sudden, you have a very promising attack with flair, creativity, pace, power, direct running, directness. Like it takes one or two players like that to influence a team like Everton. So I just wanted to comment on that because, like, yeah, I was looking at their squad a little bit too, and yeah, man, there's still some pieces there for them to have a successful season. And some attacking talent, some exciting attacking talent, because I think that's what they've been missing over the last few years.
Mhm.
Some exciting attacking talent could really make them one to watch out for. So,
When I made my prediction, the rumor had already been out that Grealish was going to go there on loan, so I'm not going to
mhm,
take full credit, but it was one of the reasons why I thought Everton was going to do good because
right,
Grealish
right.
was going to go there. Another game with huge context around it, which was a very feisty game. Crystal Palace drew Forest. Um, could have called it a little like Classico, with Forest owner Marinakis and all the drama around that team. Like I don't know if you guys been following it, but he wants to fire Nuno Espirito Santos because
Mm,
apparently Nuno and Edu got into it and
hmm.
they have different vision. But then all the Forest fans are for Nuno because Nuno's the reason why they're in European competition, and like Marinakis was the reason why Palace got demoted from Europa to Conference League. So there's a lot of context, and it seems like it's a word of the day. But this game was very feisty, and you saw it from the start. And there was a couple tifos and a couple banners that are being investigated by the FA, that the Palace fans had brought. I won't really get into it too much. But the one thing that I do want to say is I don't know if you guys remember last season, when Gary Neville was made some comments about Marinakis and his ownership, and then he wasn't allowed at the Forest ground anymore, at the City ground. You guys remember that from last
Who
season?
who made those comments?
Gary Neville.
Oh, really? What did he say?
I don't remember. I can
Mm,
quickly look it up, but he essentially said like, his ownership and like his style is a little off.
mm.
And Marinakis essentially said for the Sunday night, because it was the match of the day, Gary Neville wasn't allowed to be in the ground, and he still is not allowed in the ground.
I think now that you mentioned that, I think I remember something like that.
Yeah, so again, like, sure, you're standing up for your team and stuff, but you're also losing all that revenue because as much as I hate Gary Neville, there is a posse, there is different attraction that you get when you have him that's who's calling your game, right? So, um, but yeah, just Palace keep rolling, man. It's a good result for them. Keep rolling without Eze. Um, so it's going to be an interesting year for them.
Do they keep Margehi?
I think they do. They already turned down, I think 60 mil from Liverpool, and Liverpool got someone else. That kid. What was his name? Who's the kid that they just signed? Oh man. So I'm just quickly looking.
Hmm. So either way, then, if Margehi stays, he goes for free next year,
Yeah.
right?
Or they re-sign him and then they
True.
sell him, or they sign him and they, say, hey, we'll let you go for this amount next year.
Mm.
Um, oh my gosh. Oh, I can't, is it Giovanni Loini? Is it that kid?
They ended up signing him.
From Parma, yeah. Yeah, that kid. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. So see. Keeping it moving to the promoted battle. This game kind of upset me. I was really hoping for Sunderland to win, but Burnley 2-0.
Actually watched this game, yeah.
Yeah, man, I was really hoping for Sunderland to win because that would have been amazing for them in their bid to stay up. Um, yeah, I didn't think Sunderland like I think they'll be fine. I think they will end up staying up, and I think Burnley will struggle to score goals. I think Burnley will struggle to score goals throughout the season. I don't know what your take was from watching the game, CJ. I only watched I watched the extended highlights.
Hmm.
Um, but just from the way that the roster was last year and coming to the Prem and not really doing anything, losing Trafford and stuff like that, like I don't think they have the capabilities of being able to score goals. What's your thoughts?
I was impressed with the goals that they scored. They were actually good, two quality goals, to be honest with you. So again, I don't know where that came from because I wasn't really expecting them to score those type of goals. We all know Burnley traditionally for the type of football that they used to play, obviously under Sean Dyche especially. But they were well crafted, well carved out goals that they scored. The second one again was more so against the run of play because they were up 1-0 till late in the game, so they got the second one to kind of kill off the tie. But the game overall was a typical relegation. Two teams, that just come up from the Premier League, so it wasn't super high quality. There weren't great chances on both sides overall. Burnley just happened to take the chances on the day. And I was still impressed, because again, I had higher expectations for Sunderland. I thought Sunderland was going to come in hot after their 3-0 victory over West Ham. But it goes to show the Premier League, and I hope this is what we want to see, right? A more competitive Premier League this year. I don't want to go in thinking every game, oh, Burnley's going to lose this game, that game, or Leeds is going to lose every single game they play, right? This is what you want to see. You want to kind of see it be competitive. So whilst we probably all would have predicted Sunderland to, off the back of their first game, to come in with 3 points, it's like, oh, it's kind of refreshing to see that, welcome to the Premier League. At any given day, if you're not on it, a team will beat you, right? So Burnley took it on this occasion. So yeah, I think overall, yeah. But like I said, typical game of two sides that have just come up from the championship. Not super high quality, but one team just managed to take their chances on the day.
Laurent, anything for you to add, or should I keep it rolling?
No, let's keep it rolling.
He's waiting for Chelsea.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. Don't worry, it's coming. Brentford. They continue to put the pressure on Unai Emery and Villa. The new signing, Dango Otara, I believe that's how you pronounce his last name, from Brentford. From not from Brentford, from Bournemouth. He scored on his debut, 1-0 victory. Which for me, that's a huge win. Without Thomas,
Yeah,
without Yohan Wissa, without Buemo, like that's a huge win.
Norgard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Norgard,
They've
like
lost a lot, man. They've lost a
yeah,
lot.
and for them to do something like that against Villa, it's a pretty good result for them. So, um, yeah, I don't know what's going on at Villa. They just lost Jacob Ramsey to Newcastle. Um, from the sounds of it, they need to sell another player for them to be able to be within PSR requirements. It's weird. It's really weird. It's weird for them to go from the highs of last year with Asensio, Rashford to not getting a result against Brentford. With all due respect, it's a little odd.
But this is what we said, man. This is why, again, for anyone who does sports, not that we encourage this either, but anyone who does like betting and stuff, or like the fantasy game, Premier League, and things like that, like trying to predict games in the Premier League is one of the worst things you can do because no one would have seen this result coming, right?
No.
Like Villa was in a lot of our top five, top sixes, right? And so I never would have ever thought that they would come out of this game without the 3 points, or at least a point. So this literally speaks to what I just said about the unpredictability of the Premier League, and this is what we want to see, right? Like the competitiveness. On any given day, anyone can lose if they're not on it. So yeah, it was definitely a surprise result, but it was good for the league.
And as much as I hate to say it, there is one matchup that we can always predict. Our little annoying little brother in North London, Nando's FC, Tottenham. They always seem to have Man City's number, whether it's Thomas Frank, whether it's Jose, whether it's Ange, they always have their number. And to go to the Etihad and to win, and not just to win, to dominate the game, um, like we were talking about it when we were doing our predictions, like, is Pep gonna do that little thing with his spit? He was doing that the entire time. As soon as the kick went on him, he was focused, but his players weren't doing what he wanted them to. It was weird to see, and I think he got the tactics wrong. I think not starting Doku and not starting Bernardo Silva, I think that's what hurt them. Because when they came on, the game changed, but at that point, Spurs were in their structure, in their, you know, in their low block that it was too difficult for Man City to break it down. Yeah, that's a huge win. It's a huge win for Nando's FC.
No, I agree. I agree. But I think City now has more questions than answers, man. Yeah. No. To be honest, man, like despite the fact that we know that right, Tottenham usually pulls away with the results in this matchup, but I don't think anyone really expected City to lose out in this
Not
game.
in that manner.
Yeah.
And apparently, City are signing Donnarumma. They
Mm,
agreed to personal terms. So that kind of puts into question why would you get James Trafford? Where's Ederson going?
yeah, it's weird.
You know, um, like their lineup, just to read it for everyone: Aitnuri, Diaz, Stones, Rico Lewis, Gonzalez as the holding mid because Rodri apparently he tweaked something. Left to right, Marmoush, Reinders, Turkey, Oscar Bob, and Holland up top. Like to me, while that's a really good lineup, I would have loved to see Marmoush switch flanks with Oscar Bob and then put a Jeremy Doku on the left so that you're putting a lot of pressure on, the Spurs wingbacks, right? It's Jet Spence and Pedro Porro, instead of letting them bomb up and down because that's what they like to do. Oscar Bob is good, but there's more of a threat with Marmoush and Jeremy Doku. And if you really don't want to do that, put in Bernardo Silva because he's a pest. He shows up somewhere. He'll show up and all of a sudden he's popping in with a goal. I think Pep got it wrong. It's weird to say, but I think he got it wrong, and I think Thomas Frank had them, set up perfectly. And João Palhinha is such a good signing for them. Like
Yep,
a long time, like he's gonna be unreal for them.
yep, he is.
Like yeah.
There's for me, that's what I'm saying, man. Pep is doesn't he just doesn't seem like it's different, you know? It's different. I don't know. So it's hard to pinpoint exactly what, but it feels a little bit different. Like it doesn't feel again, maybe we could be totally wrong because again, we're judging something we don't know for certain, right? We don't sit there and talk to the guy, but that same motivation, right? It's like you've won 3, 4 in a row. Just something for me, it's like I don't know, like you don't normally let these sort of results slip. And I guess I know, even in like, their era of winning trebles and winning the leagues, they still drop points to Spurs. They always seem to drop points to Spurs regardless. But I haven't watched the game. I haven't seen Pep's reaction, but does he look as bothered as he once did? Like, remember that one game or that one time he's coming out of games and his whole face is scratched up because he's literally been friggin' destroying his own face, essentially. You know what I mean? Like just going crazy with rage and stress. It's like I just wonder where his head truly is at now. It's like, is he just going through the motions? Is he really going to be done by the end of this season? And is it kind of like, oh, these losses don't bother me as much because I've been there, done that all. I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
I will say though, I think City have a couple problems at fullback as well, kind of similar to Liverpool, where
Yep.
at fullback, like they don't even have a proper right back at the moment. So you imagine we can, from an Arsenal perspective, you can get at them defensively. Um, Left back as well, right? Like Nori he's good going forward, but defensively, is he one of the best defensive left backs in the league? I'm not so sure. You know what I mean? Donnarumma, if they get a Donnarumma, they're gonna have to completely change their style of play. They're a possession-based team, obviously similar to us, and I'm sure Arteta got that school of thought from a Pep, where it's like you
Hmm.
literally play everybody on the field needs to be able to knock ball, right? Have techers. Donnarumma comes in, he's great, shot stopper. He's friggin' 7'9". I'm exaggerating, but you know what I mean. He's a giant, so
Yeah.
he saves everything, he catches everything. But is he as good with his feet? Does he help with their build-up and their possession? Because I'm pretty sure we can all admit that Donnarumma is not like he's not the greatest with his feet.
No, he's
So
terrible with his feet.
do you know what I mean? So does that change the dynamic of how they're going to play possession wise?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean,
Uh,
that has to. Funny enough, I think one of the goals they conceded was due to a goalkeeping error.
oh my God, Trafford. Yeah, that was the wildest pass. Like Jesus. Yeah. Yeah. So, eh. Um. All right. Before we get to the Arsenal game, Laurent, take it away.
Hey, Chelsea. Yo, what's wrong with Chelsea, bro? You remember that? Yo,
What?
what's wrong with Chelsea, bro?
Yeah.
What's
What's
Chelsea?
what's wrong
What's
with
Chelsea
Chelsea?
saying, bro? What?
Yeah. What is Chelsea saying?
Yeah, man. Like, yo, just calma, calma. Everybody, calma, calma. Like the guy scores Paqueta, which was a beautiful goal.
Banger.
Yeah, no, truly, yeah, it was
He's gonna end up being a Spurs player, calling it.
yeah, no, but yeah, no. So kudos to him. But after that, bro, it's business as usual, as they say. First goal, you already know, right? Our new, well, shit, he wasn't even the 9 this game, and this is what we're talking about. Cole Palmer did not see minutes this game. For anyone wondering, for anyone that did not catch it,
Wait, say the context of it though.
yeah, because he got injured. Oh, he picked up a knock. Yeah, like
Yeah.
during the warm up. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, but
yeah,
he didn't see any minutes. Okay.
yeah, yeah. So he saw no minutes, and it's like, were we worried? No. And guess who? Right, played the 10. The 9 played the 10. And look at that, man. It's just that's what I'm talking about. It's the orchestra. It's the ability to maneuver your pieces around like that. And then the second goal. You know what the second goal was, ladies and gentlemen? It was Pedro to Pedro into the netto. A beautiful, beautiful
You're
assist.
so fucking stupid. Don't ever.
A beautiful.
Yo,
That's crazy.
Pedro to Pedro into the net. Yo, tell me where you got that from. You did not come up with that. You did like.
Listen,
Where
bro.
did you see that?
Bro, don't worry about what us Chelsea fans, discuss
Is
in
that where you
private,
found your Chelsea jersey too?
bro.
Oh, fuck.
But anywho, and then what I did enjoy in this game, and also shout out to Delap because even though he didn't get himself on the score sheet, which I know like it bothered him, right? And you could see it when he came up, but his movement, um, his hard work was what allowed us to create a lot of those chances, right? And other than that, man, Caicedo, Chalaba, them too, right? That's what you want to see, right? You have your attacking players scoring, which is your job, and then again you have players, right, in those defensive positions that are also looking for blood, right? And that's the mentality you want in a club, right, where you have goals coming in from everywhere, right? So we did take a bit of inspiration from Kona FC, Kona, right? Um, and yeah, which is essentially how some of the goals went for us. But other than that, right, our open play goals were also great as well. And man, Esteval, I think the league is truly, looking to see what that guy can produce within right the rest of the season. So no, up the Chels, and we're coming, man.
Oh,
We're
you said up the
coming.
Blues.
No, it's up to Chels, bro.
Okay, up the Chelsea.
Nice try, bro. Nice try.
Ah, fuck. Thank God. All right.
Can I? I'm sorry. I have to add something on this. Are you guys still in for Garnacho? Like this is just one of the transfers I can't wrap my head around. It's just a very Chelsea thing too, though. Like why?
Apparently, like, I don't even know if that's going through anymore, man. Like, if I'm being honest, I think it's the news around that has died down a bit. Um, but yeah, even if would it be wise to get him now? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Even I don't even think Chelsea fans would want him at the club. Um, if
You
I'm
don't
being
need him.
honest. Yeah, sure, you could, but it's just I don't think he has the attitude to be you know what I mean? He just seems like
He got kicked off the Argentina national team.
yeah,
His
that I heard
attitude.
too. Apparently, yeah, apparently I heard
Like,
that too. But
Bro, the bottom line is you don't need him. That's just
mm,
the bottom line. Like, what? Like, you have your Gittins. You have, was it Estavio, the young boy? What's his name?
yes,
Estavio, right? Neto. Jao Pedro will play out wide sometimes to accommodate El Delap. Cole Palmer. Like, did I mention Gittins? Yeah, I did. Like, I just don't understand. Like, what is the point? Chelsea does these stupid things sometimes that I just can't wrap my head around. Like,
but I do think that he would be in for where Giddens on the left, And I will say this: Giddens and Garnacho, two different types of players. Right, two different types of wingers. I think Giddens is the more. To me, Giddens reminds me of a Sancho, just a little bit a little bit faster, maybe you could say, right? But he reminds me of a Sancho, right? Or Jadon Sancho.
So what do you want Garnacho for? You think just like
I think
depth
it's
bench?
yeah,
Like
there's a
what is
depth
he?
element to it, but I think it's also right. Sometimes you just want directness. A guy that's like pace, maybe right. He'll beat you on the yards. I think that's what we were looking for. Whereas
Yeah,
again,
but
like
you
Sancho,
had that in Madueke, and he fit the system well.
but even I think for with Madueke, it's like you gave him the opportunities, he didn't take them. You know what I'm saying? It's like how long now do you want to right babysit the player or allow him to grow?
Just crazy to me because if you're gonna let a Madueke go, I mean, is Garnacho even better than Madueke? I don't think so.
No, I would take Madueke over Garnacho any day.
Right? Like I don't. Anyways, I don't get it. But
All right, now we're here. Cinco Delight.
yo, is that a drink?
No?
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Are you sorry, bro? I'm just saying, no, it's not a drink. 5-0. Cinco. 5-0. Gyökeres.
Big Vic. Big Vic.
Yeah, you can't be
Wait, what?
speaking loose like that, bro. Timber.
Wait, what?
Timber back to brace.
What's wrong with this guy, man?
And then Saka chipped in with the fifth. Did you guys see Gyökeres troll all the trollers with the hair flip?
Yeah, that was elite. That was
Yo,
elite
that
banter.
fucking
Wait, why do you
killed
do
me.
that?
Because the first Man U game, there was all the trollers going around saying he touched his hair more than he had touches on the ball.
Hmm
So after he scored his pen, he just went straight to the camera and started like playing with his hair. Um, yeah. Saka Ødegaard forced off for a knock. It looks like Ødegaard will be fine for them for the Anfield trip, but Saka is out unfortunately for 4 weeks. Apparently, he avoided another serious injury to his hamstring. Um, Max Dowman, man, Max motherfucking Dowman. Um, that poor left back on Leeds. When Dowman came on, he just cooked him. Like he drew the penalty. It was not even competition. He almost scored too. Hit it off the crossbar. Um, and Timber, yo, Ben White, I love you, man, but you lost your spot. Timber's just a different beast. Um, yeah, I don't know, CJ, keep it going, bro. Like, what was your take of the game? Because that was just an unreal game to watch.
Timber, best right back in the Prem.
Easily,
Don't at me. Best right back in the Prem.
easily.
I'm like Kyle Walker's obviously he's done out here. Trent's left the league, and even then, when Trent was here, you can say Timber's a better defensive right back, which is why I want my defender first and foremost to be able to defend. So, people are trying to throw the Reece James thing at me. I'm sorry, no. The guy can't stay fit long enough to be in contention. For me, yeah, Timber, right, best right back in the Premier League, bar none. Like the guy is he's just class, man. And for a defensive minded right back, I mean, to get 2 goals now in this game, and an assist, pretty good for a defensive right back. The guy's all around game he's just a monster as well. Like he looks small, he looks short, but he's deceptively strong. He's like a pit bull. He's not taking shit from nobody, and he's got technique on the ball. Just one of the best one-on-one defenders in the league, man. The guy's just class. He's easily our starting right back. I love Ben White as well, but Timber's got the shirt at the moment, and like I said, best right back in the league. That is a gem of a signing. We talk about some of Arteta's best signings, right? Your Gabriels, um, Timber's right up there. That was such a shrewd piece of business and gone under the radar. And that guy, I hope we can keep him for a long time because he's still relatively young too. Like he is elite right back. Um, yeah, but I mean, shit. What else can I say? The game was almost a perfect game. It was almost a perfect game, perfect day, right? Our young boy comes on and stars as he usually does. In Max Dowman, 5-star performance. Our gunman striker gets a brace, and the elephant in the room. Our big new number 10 signing that we haven't talked about yet, Eberechi Eze, official. It was almost a perfect day, except for the injuries. Um, and I'll tell you this much. With regards to Saka, we need to be very, very, very careful because even last week, as we were watching the game in the pub, Laurent, I sat there and I was like, why is Saka playing like 90 plus minutes? The guy was being ran into the ground. He was tired towards the end of the game. I'm like, we have to forget, like, just because the guy's now fit, he's back from his injury. Are we still now going to do this bullshit of whenever Saka can walk or breathe, he's going to play 90 minutes every game? Like the guy had just come back from a long term injury. He's got a massive scar up his hamstring from the operation. To remind us all that shit was no joke. He was out for months. So just because he's back fit, we still need to manage his minutes. Don't go playing him 90 minutes every game. This was just a warning sign, right? He's only out for 3 to 4 weeks. That's actually best case scenario for us because it could have been, months again. And this is his other like hamstring. So we need when he comes back, even and again, this is why you signed a Madueke, right? They went out and splashed the cash for him. This is why you signed him, right? Squad depth now. Even when Saka comes back, do not rush him. We're gonna need him over the course of the campaign, right? It's a marathon, not a sprint. So this minor hamstring injury that he's picked up now, make this be a warning sign. Do not run the player into the ground this season again. We have the squad depth now. When he comes back, ease him back into it. Manage him properly because I was actually quite pissed that he played 90 plus minutes at Old Trafford last week, right? And now we're seeing, right, Ben White, who suffered a long term injury last season, he has a setback this season. Kai Havertz the same. So make this also be a warning sign to those players that we had long term injuries from last season, the ones who had operations, right? Your Kai Havertz, your Ben Whites, your Gabriels, your Sakas. Don't run these players into the ground again this season, right? Use the squad. We have a good enough squad now. The squad is as good as it's ever been in terms of squad depth, right? So we need to use the squad and not burn our players out. On Ødegaard, I hope he's back fit for Anfield next week. Bro, I always say this about Ødegaard, respectfully. You're our captain, I love all my players, but I'm going to be harsh on my criticism. Bro, get in the gym, fix up that shoulder. You better play next week at Anfield. He had a minor little shoulder injury. I saw him go down holding his shoulder. Get the fuck up. You better be playing next week at Anfield. I'm sorry, Anyways. And yeah, man, like, 5-star performance, clean sheet. And yeah, I think we have to touch on the fact that Gyökeres got his brace. I'm so pleased with the way he took his goal, the first one. That was typical Gyökeres at Sporting Lisbon, right? The way he took that goal. That's what we want to see from him. Anyone who is doubting him, they can go fuck themselves, respectfully. Right? This is only his second game. After the first game, they want to write him off, and we have to get behind him as Arsenal supporters because that's what he's going to get all season. He's going to get hate from pundits, fans, rival fans alike. We need to back him, pause, and support him because that's our guy, that's our striker. Yeah, no, like, all jokes aside, man, that we wanted this guy to come in and we wanted him to lead the line. Listen, man, we're gonna have to support him. We need 20 plus goals from him this season. That's it. Why are you guys laughing, man? Can you be serious for a sec?
How can I?
Bro, can you be serious for a second?
Yeah, how can I be
What?
serious when in the middle of your fucking speech you're like pause? Bro.
No, I'm just trying to come correct. But yeah, so yeah, man, I like good times all around. There's a feel good factor, and it's like, where does Eberechi Eze now come in for this squad into the lineup? How do you guys think that we're going to use Eze going forward? Where does he play?
Left. He's gonna play off the left, and if Odegaard's not ready for Sunday, it's gonna be a midfield of Rice, Eze, Zubimendi, and you're gonna have Martinelli on one side, Gyökeres and Madueke.
Wait, remember when you guys had your what's it called? Your counterpoints as to why it wouldn't be suitable for
Mhm.
SA on the left? I don't know if you guys remember.
I didn't. I think it was more CJ than me.
Mhm.
Right, because you're describing the type of he doesn't play off the line, correct? Is that what you're saying?
Hmm.
Yeah, like he comes infield. He'll come infield a lot from the left.
So I mean, like, is that still like valid or?
Well, I'll tell you this much. For me, um, the the funny thing is, even though he's not a natural left winger, that bar is so low at the moment because of Martinelli, and Trossard. And again, Trossard's a good squad player. That's the most I want him for as a squad player. I don't trust him week in week out. But that bar is so low at the moment, especially with Martinelli playing out there, that of course, even Eze not being a natural left winger, will still be an upgrade over there, in my opinion.
Mhm.
Um, and if we're playing with a Calafiori as opposed to like Miles Lewis Skelly, that works because Calafiori is a chaotic wild card on that left side, that left flank, right? He bombs up the pitch, he gets on the outside, he gets on the overlap, and that works. And what's the one thing I did tell you, right? Is why it worked for Liverpool, why it works for certain teams that play with overlapping fullbacks, is because when their wingers invert, you have someone coming out on the overlap on the outside as an extra option, right? So that will work for us if Calafiori is playing as an overlapping fullback when Eze cuts inside.
Mm,
Do you see what I'm saying?
mhm.
If Miles Lewis Skelly is playing, for example, then you have an inverted left back and you also have an inverted left winger, and then you also have the rest of your midfielders and you have the opposition midfielders. So I think then it becomes really congested because where's our left side presence in terms of creating width when you have an inverting left back in Lewis Skelly and you have an Eze who's going to come off of the left and come inside. Where does our width come from on the left hand side?
I
Right.
think
That width would come from a Calafiori if we do play with Calafiori and Eze as the pairing. I think that's where that would really work, personally.
I think on those games where we're facing like a Sunderland, a Burnley, a West Ham, I think you may see a midfield of Rice, Eze, Odegaard, and the back four of Lewis Skelly, Gabriel Saliba, and Timber, um, and Martinelli playing the left wing because then Eze is going to be able to support him on that
Yes.
left side. I do agree with you. That's that you literally took it right out of my mouth. I was gonna say, Calafiori has to be the one that plays
Yeah.
because Calafiori, like you can just see the difference on our left side with the Calafiori, with the way that he bombs forward and the havoc that he causes. To me, it was never a problem because I think when you're an elite player like Eze, you'll figure it out. And if you're playing next to your national teammate in Declan Rice, I think there's already that connection there with an understanding of where they each other play. And I think you're going to see as they get more out of a Rice and get more out of an Odegaard because he's going to take a lot of the pressure off, and you're not going to be able to double team a Saka when he comes back, right?
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think
That's true.
it really opens it up. Um, so for me, like it's it's a no-brainer. With good players, I think they can fit in the system if they want to fit into the system. And I think as a being an Arsenal Academy, and you just saw the excitement and the aura. Like he came out by himself first before the players came out, and you just saw that had joy in his face walking out wearing the Arsenal red. Um, I think he's the player that's going to take us over the top. You know, that's the type of signing that we needed because we've been screaming for creativity. And Laurent, you've been very critical of Arsenal and the fact that we lack some creativity and that directness. And I know CJ always makes fun of me with this because I, backed Havertz when he came, and I'm going to back Madueke now that he came. The directness of Madueke is something that we don't have, right? I don't think he's going to get double teamed like a Saka, and Saka sometimes can't be direct because he has two, three, four players sometimes guarding him. So I think having Eze on the other wing or even having him in the midfield, I think it's going to open a lot of things from an attacking standpoint. Um,
We
CJ, oh sorry,
we're gonna obviously talk about it closer to Thursday, right? On the Thursday's episode, in terms
Mhm.
of the actual match preview and predictions and things like that. But just quickly, I want a quick response from you guys. Do you think Eze starts next Sunday at Anfield?
100%.
Really?
100%. 100%.
Mm.
If Saka's out, 1000% he's
Actually, yeah,
starting.
yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I'd say yeah.
So you guys are saying it based on that because remember he doesn't play on Saka's side.
Doesn't matter. If you're going there and you're getting piss poor performance from Martinelli and you want to have a little bit more control, 1000% he's starting.
On the left on. So you're saying he's gonna start on the left side, left
Yep.
wing.
Yep.
Laurent, you think so too?
Yeah, I agree. And then, well, I mean, it's contingent on Ødegaard as well, right?
Yeah,
Like,
true.
Yeah, if Ødegaard's out, then he'll be the right eight, and Martinelli will be the left wing. If Ødegaard's fit, then he'll be the left wing. Um, what do you? I'll ask this to Laurent first, and then you, CJ. Laurent, what would you give Arsenal's window out of 10? 10 being the best window ever, 0 being the worst window.
hmm. I mean, I feel like I've overheard you guys talking about what that best window was. I mean, if I have it relative to that, I'd say this one here seems like a solid 8. I'd say solid 8. Yeah, 8 out of 10.
CJ?
You know what? It's funny you say that, Laurent, because I was actually thinking. I mean, without you obviously knowing the depths of the club in the same way that we kind of do, that's actually a pretty good assessment prediction. To be honest with you, I'm not sure if you just kind of landed on that by by fluke or if that was calculated, but that's actually pretty spot on because I probably would have had a similar assessment, like an 8.5, because we've addressed almost all the areas, in my opinion. And like I said, um, the signing of an Eze means that Madueke signing looks that much better, or you can kind of stomach that more now. It was the order of the priorities, right? The way that we did it that made me question it. It's like, okay, if we're gonna do Madueke, my thing was always you better still be able to go out and get a priority, aka an Eze or a Rodrigo. Now that we got the Eze through the door, the Rodrigo, the Madueke signing doesn't look as bad because we needed squad depth, and the Madueke signing now looks even better now that Saka's injured again, right? So for me, it's like, okay, you've addressed your lack of creativity. You got the creative player in Eze. We got the number 9 striker. We got the Thomas Partey replacement and hopefully upgrade in Zubimendi. You've addressed your squad pieces and quickly, right? Your Norgard, you needed somebody to replace the Jorginho. You needed a backup goalkeeper. You needed a backup defender. Um, you've managed to do all that relatively quickly and for relatively good prices. Obviously the only one I had an issue with price wise was Madueke for 50 plus mil, but again, considering we've done almost everything, I think that we needed to do. It's not like Arsenal to address all areas of weakness in one window, and it seems like we actually almost did that. What for me would make it a 9 or very close to a 10 is obviously a Rodrigo. Like you've now fully addressed the left wing issue. Um, Rodrigo or Leal, let's say, but anybody who's an upgrade on that left wing. If you went and bought a specialist out and out left winger, then I'm saying this window is a 9 or a 10. To be honest with you, but right now I'm going to leave it at as an 8 for that. And for me, an 8 is obviously good, right? If you think back to when we were in school, 8 out of 10 gives you what, an A, 80% or enough. Like for me, that's really good. I have to say that's a good
Pause.
rating. Yes, yeah. Pause. All types of pause. Um, but yeah, man, yeah, eight is good to be honest with you, and I think the Eze factor, like before Eze, right? I was gonna start saying that it was like between a 6 and a 7, to be honest with you. But Eze just brings it up that much because of what that signing can do. You know what I mean? Like he can address so many different things in so many different areas. He can play in the left number 8 position. As Murdad said, I can't wait to see a midfield of one CDM, one holding mid, and like two tens or two attacking eights, right? In Odegaard and Eze. Just play in front of your number 6, right? Like that is a high possibility of a formation we can do at a home to a low block team. I can't wait to see something like that. I haven't seen two attacking eights in our midfield together since like the Wenger days, right? And that was really exciting. So I want to see something like that. He could, again, you alluded to, he can also play on the left wing itself, out and out. Yes, he may not be a specialist left winger, but he can play there. He can be Odegaard's replacement if and when Odegaard is out. It's just so many things that he can do and bring to the team, creativity wise, right? We even said that he can unlock a Martinelli on the left. He can unlock a Victor Gyökeres up front. He can just do so. That signing alone is literally a cherry on top, and he can just unlock so many things and do so many things that brings it for me from what was a 6.5 before he signed to an 8. Um, so I'm pretty content with that window, I would say. Even if we don't get everything, and I'm going to be a little bit reasonable, right? I understand that you can't get literally everything in one window. So I think, yeah, that's pretty good. I would give it an 8. We just need to focus on the outgoings now. But yeah, Murdad, I don't know where you stand on the rating. Probably quite high, I imagine.
9 out of 10. I think the only way that it gets 10 out of 10 is if we, for me, not even bringing in a Rodrigo, is doing proper sales. That's what I would want to see. Get a couple proper sales going, to make it 10 out of 10. Even if we somehow get sales and we bring in a Rodrigo on loan, which has been rumored a lot, with a buy option,
That is a
like
10 almost.
I would even say that's 11 out of 10 because you're getting your outgoings done. You got all your signings. We were talking about you got 5 players for the same price that Liverpool got Everts and an Ekitike. And on top of that, you're getting Rodrigo on loan for the year.
Mm.
Like that's 11 out of 10. That's the best window we've Arsenal as a club has ever had. And you're able to stick it to our North London rivals. So, yeah. Laurent's on the prediction series leaderboard. You got all 3 right this week. CJ got all 3 right. I unfortunately got 2 right because Liverpool came back and they escaped with the 3 points. So the leaderboard stands: CJ's in first with 4 points. Myself and Laurent are tied at 3 points in second place.
Bro, you see what happens when you go against Slot?
I do it every time. I'm gonna go against Slot this weekend again.
Okay.
We're getting the 3 points.
Jeez.
Clip
Yo,
it.
what do you mean?
We're getting the
Gee,
3
bro?
points.
Didn't you agree, CJ? That's right. Oh no, I think you're saying we're getting a
No, I
point.
think we'll get a result. Yeah, I'm not going to give away my prediction, but I don't know if it's going to be 3 points, but I think we'll get a result.
Yeah.
No. You gotta say your chest, bro. You're getting the 3 points.
Yeah, you think so? Think you're going to
100%.
go there and deal with them?
100%.
Jeez.
100%.
Madueke special.
Not even Madueke special, Gyökeres special, Gyökeres, Eze, Califieri. Everyone's gonna pitch in. We're gonna get the 3 points.
What
Ah,
about the
shit.
Ekitike special?
Like a TK special, he'll probably score. He'll
Alright.
probably score.
What about the Rio special?
He won't get off the bench.
The Salah special?
Who? The who special?
Jeez. Damn, that's crazy, bro. Yeah,
You're talking about the Salah from last August? Maybe the Salah from this August?
damn. All right, man. Just careful what you ask for, bro.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, folks. Back again. This was episode 38. We're back, episode 39. We're previewing all the Premier League games this weekend. A couple big ones coming up. The biggest one is the trip Arsenal's making to Liverpool. We'll have all the breakdown and any news that happens throughout the week. But yeah, other than that,
I think I'm gonna shave up my beard and shave off my head in support of the great Slot.
you guys
Sansa.
you guys are blowing what I said out of context, but it's fine. It's fine. I'll allow it.
Wait, what was it? What was out of context?
No. Anyways, hit that like, hit that subscribe, twice a week.
Bang bang.
Precisely. Our local Chelsea fan is a little excited after,
Oh
in the
yeah,
first win of the season.
yeah, man. Because I think we're third or fourth. Like, I forgot, but we're right up there, man. So no, actually, we play before you guys, so it's not even a case of we wait for you guys to drop points. But we'll get our win, and then I'm gonna just kick back and see what you guys do.
Mm.
Yeah. But honestly, bro, I'm hoping I'm hoping you guys tie. To be honest, that's the favorable results for us. So
Jeez, man, really thinks Chelsea's in the title race this season, eh? If you're looking
No,
at the
not even
results this year.
title race, CJ. Centurions.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
shoot. My bad. I forgot.
yeah,
Maybe once he gets around to it and he's not scared of posting it, he'll post it on the Instagram, So that
we score 5, and then you guys get inspired and then go out and score 5.
yeah, but we don't concede. That's the difference.
I know. I'll give you guys that, right? Because you guys have the best the best backline in the world, right? And this time it doesn't seem to be Rolls Royce in the back and then Beck Taxi in the front. It's seems you guys have upgraded to something else. So kudos to you. Kudos to you for real.
God.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The showdown on November 29th is going to be the real deal, bro.
My
Especially
days. November 20. Yo, honestly, when we get to that preview podcast, the title's gonna be November 29th.
all right, bless.
Fuck.
Bless.
Anyways.
I wonder what you guys believe. Like, whose prediction is better or more wild, or which one you guys believe more? And that, do you really believe that Chelsea's gonna be Centurions versus Murdad believing that Everton is actually gonna finish 7th? Like, I've just been hearing some wild shit lately.
I think Everton finishing 7th is less wild than Chelsea being Centurions.
Maybe, honestly, maybe.
Yeah, I could see it from a statistical standpoint. Yeah.
Lauren, I don't think you actually believe that. I'm gonna make sure you admit it at some point this season. You don't actually believe that. You're just like
Bro,
bantering.
if we keep playing like this, what the fuck? What do you mean?
Keep playing like what?
What do you mean like what?
You guys drew your first game at home to Palace and should have lost.
And you should have lost.
Wait, we should have lost. Why should we have lost?
Because you got a VAR call from a rule that I've never heard in my entire life.
Suspect call.
That's football, bro. The rules are the rules.
Oh my days.
When the rules are 115, you're not complaining, right? Like when that's what I mean? Like, right? When the rules are like, yo, you can't be spending X amount of money, all right, charge him, bless. Right? If the rules say you can't be doing what the guy did and then the ref calls it, then that's the rules, bro. It's in the ruling. What do you want?
Very suspect call. Very suspect call.
Anyway,
that's what we mean by you should have lost, by the way.
And you guys should have drew your first game. We can take it there, bro. We can take it there. If you guys want to go that right, we can take it there. You guys should have drew to Man United.
Yeah, okay, hold on. But mind you,
hands down, you guys should have drew to Man United. You guys should not have walked away that game with 3 points.
Why?
What do you mean why, bro? You guys had a terrible game. Apart from that one play that it got you the goal, bro. United was pretty much likely to score. They fucked up. They should have scored 1 at least minimum, and it would have made it 1-1. Right? They were on the front foot.
Okay.
Yeah.
But how do we go from us saying that Chelsea isn't going to be Centurions to you saying that we were going to drew the first games? It's not a matter about what we're going to do and the outrageous comment that you made about Chelsea being Centurions. If you want to be Centurions, you cannot be dropping points at home.
Right. That's the whole point. You're saying, have you seen what we've been doing? It's like, bro, what do you mean what you've been doing? You slapped up a horrible West Ham team.
It's one game, the first game after an extensive season, probably the first season of its kind in how long? After winning 2 trophies. You know what I mean? Like,
okay, no, but that's what I'm saying.
Let me put into perspective. Sorry, CJ. Let me put into perspective. Yeah. So, Man City, the Centurions, they had 32 wins, 4 draws, 2 losses, 106 goals, 427 against. Okay, if you want to be on the same pace right now, you've had 1 of your 4 draws. Okay.
Yeah.
If you were asking me before the season started and you said, "Oh, they're going to be Centurions," you would think that 1 of the 4 draws would be against an Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, or United. Those are the big teams, right? Because you would say that no, Chelsea should take care of Spurs. You don't have that margin for error now. You can only draw
That's
three
fine.
more times.
That's fine. You already know how Chelsea's like with the back against the wall.
Oh my
Bro,
God.
we're like Eminem and Lose Yourself, bro. You know?
Yeah, like 10 years ago, 5 years ago.
What do you mean, bro? Like finals against PSG, slap, dealt with.
Yeah,
Again.
and I always say I agree with that. A lot of people say, yeah, Chelsea in a final, you never rule them off. Or I'm talking about a Premier League
Yeah,
campaign
but
over
now
38
you know
games.
what now you know what we're doing? We're treating every game as a final going forward. That's a Chelsea. That's when I say Pedro to Pedro into the Neto. Bro, this is the Chelsea motto going forward. You know what I mean? It's a link up. We're linking up from the back line. No, from the keeper to the forward. It's a link up play, bro. Like this is the new Chelsea style of play, bro. And Sanchez is here to stay. In case y'all are wondering, bro, Sanchez is not going anywhere. Sanchez is our
No,
dedicated.
trust me, as Arsenal fans, we're happy about that.
Oh well, listen, that wouldn't be.
I'll take that.
I feel like you guys are not watching like the subtle change or the subtle improvements. You know what I mean? Like these are the things that I think people have to watch out for, bro. Yeah, one season things look different, but suddenly when your players are starting to give you more and more and more, right? And they're adjusting, they're fixing up on their errors. Yeah, you guys gotta take note of that, man. Like the distribution on this guy, I'd say is top notch, bro. Top notch. Even in the last game, bro. That yeah, I'm not, at this point. I'm convinced you guys do not watch Chelsea games, bro. Like that is to me is what's like. I'm convinced.
Okay,
You guys
I
probably
watched
see the highlight.
Chelsea. I did watch the game. I did see the improvements, but he's not top notch.
Yeah, bro. Like, come on.
Like you're saying
I
that
mean
he's as good as spraying the ball as a Raya, as an Allison, as an Ederson? Surely
still,
not.
yeah, but it's still top notch. Still top notch. Yeah, maybe those guys. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, but it's still top notch, bro. Like, as long as you can get that, like, bro, the amount of times too, and what I'm noticing too as well, he's a lot calmer under pressure, and his playing out the back has increased. Has improved, bro. Let's not get it twisted. If you guys are actually watching the games, he's making less errors, and his play out the back has definitely improved.
I mean, to your point, it's 2 games into the season. We got a long way to
But
go.
the thing is, I'm not even referring just these last 2 games. I'm referring from the Club World Cup, right? Like that end of the season.
Oh my
Bro, you have to factor that in. What do you mean?
It's like, yo,
Well,
this Club
let's-
World Cup changed his life, man.
Yeah, let's take the rest of this. Let's take the rest of this conversation offline. Let's get this pot up for the people. We'll see you all Thursday for the preview for the weekend games. As always, we all appreciate you, and yeah, we'll see you guys Thursday. Adios.
Mm-hmm.
Amigos.